My next patron question is from Joey, who wants to know where I stand on the post-classic age of Looney Tunes. The Looney Tunes fanbase has been divided over whether or not the post-1960s Looney Tunes productions can be as good as the classic shorts from the late 1930s to the early 1960s. However, there are 5 productions that both fans and haters of post-60s Looney Tunes material tend to dislike or hate. These productions are the 2 Space Jam movies, Baby Looney Tunes, The Looney Tunes Show, and especially Lunatics Unleashed. Despite these projects, do you think Warner Brothers have made good Looney Tunes material after the early 60s? And do you think that WB should continue making more Looney Tunes projects in the future, regardless if they're good or bad? I personally think Warner Brothers has done a fairly okay job of continuing to make quality Looney Tunes productions. The quality has gone up and down, with a few projects I'm not too fond of, and there have also been periods when WB has been largely unenthusiastic about the most iconic cartoon characters. However, there have been a number of Looney Tunes shows and movies released since their heyday that I've liked. One of the first that comes to mind is the television series Tiny Toon Adventures, featuring sharp writing from a lot of the same team who would later work on Animaniacs. The notion of Looney Tunes training the next generation of cartoon stars was an inspired one, and in addition to finding clever uses for the original characters, the Tiny Toons like Buster and Babs Bunny, Plucky Duck, Elmira, and Hampton J. Pig were able to develop solid personalities of their own. Some of the same folks were also responsible for Tasmania, which somehow succeeded in making an entire show centered around the Tasmanian Devil and his antics, although his character was fleshed out more than in the cartoons. A Looney Tunes show from the 2000s I have fond memories of is Duck Dodgers. The original cartoon was a great idea to turn into a science fiction adventure series, and I greatly enjoyed the way Dodgers interacted with the various characters, like the eager young space cadet and the Queen of Mars. The writers expanded on the premise and created some fun story ideas. It also featured an amazing theme song sung by Tom Jones. On the big screen, I've talked before about my admiration for Looney Tunes back in action, how I thought the filmmakers did a really nice job of telling a feature-length story with Bugs and Daffy. And when it comes to the shorts, I've long had a soft spot for Carrot Blanca, a parody of Casablanca. I first watched the short on the Casablanca DVD, and it's one I find myself often coming back to, as I love seeing the Looney Tunes cast as these major Hollywood icons. Bugs Bunny and Humphrey Bogart do feel like they came from the same neighborhood, while Pepe Le Pew in the role played by Claude Rains was also inspired. It would have been neat if they did more of these parodies of classic movies owned by Warner Brothers, like Citizen Kane and 2001: A Space Odyssey. I guess those parts in Space Jam: A New Legacy, where the Looney Tunes are inserted into various movies, will have to do. I also greatly enjoyed those computer-animated shorts Warner Brothers released in the early 2010s. The 3 Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner shorts, plus I Ta Putty Tat, and Daffy's Rhapsody were really funny, had a ton of energy, and translated the characters wonderfully to CGI. My main criticism is that Warner Brothers only played them in front of family films like Yogi Bear and Happy Feet 2. If I was running WB, I would want to have the animation department make shorts play in front of all sorts of the studio's films, not just the ones aimed at families. I feel like a Looney Tunes short would have fit really well paired with Barbie, considering the tone of that film. A new Duck Dodgers cartoon in front of Dune Part 2 would also be appropriate. I got a kick out of the Wabbit series from a few years back. They were a genuine attempt to recapture the classic Looney Tunes feel, and I thought the artist found a lot of funny and creative avenues with those shorts. I've seen a few of the new Looney Tunes cartoons, and those made great use of visual gags and high energy, and it's clear the storyboard artists put so much work to try and bring their own flavor while honoring the work of legends like Fritz Freeling and Chuck Jones and Bob Clampett. Now, I've mostly kept to talking about the Looney Tunes productions I like. Are there ones I've been mixed on or outright dislike? Sure, there are going to be a few projects that don't work out. However, I still think it's important for Warner Brothers to keep utilizing the Looney Tunes. I do sometimes wonder if today's generation of children have an attachment to Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Sylvester, Tweety, and others, or are they still being introduced to them? Then again, the Space Jam sequel did okay for pandemic-era release, so that might have been mostly nostalgic adults wanting to see it. I am curious about the Coyote vs. Acme movie that's reportedly finished and is awaiting release date. Its original scheduled date Warner Bros. Would end up giving to, funnily enough, Barbie. I'm hoping David Zaslav does not send it to tax write-off land, although since James Gunn is heavily involved with Coyote vs. Acme, I assume it's safe from his destructive fingers. I feel like the Looney Tunes are like the Muppets in several ways. Their legacy is intact, and not everyone has been successful with them since the original team passed away or moved on from the characters. But it's nice there's still those who care about them and seek to find new uses. Thank you for your question, Joey.